So Sophie, we're at milking time. We've just timed it.
Perfect timing.
You have a parlour with a view here as well. It's a lovely view off the side.
Well, when we were researching what to do, I visited numerous parlours. We had the idea of a New Zealand kind of simple system, and we went everywhere from people who've got mobile milking bales, so that is truly outside and simple, right up to, you know, intensive and places that are entirely indoors. And this is a kind of hybrid. So wanted to keep the fresh air and the light. And it is beautiful on a sunny day. The cows are obviously outside 24/7 anyway, so they don't mind what the weather is. Once you're in the parlour, once you're in the pit, the cows keep you dry and warm. And actually the wind is always behind them as well, which is quite useful.
Yes.
So it's a bit of a hybrid. It is a Waikato parlour. It's a Waikato 24/48 swing over.
Okay.
We wanted to, as I say, keep it as simple and stripped down as possible, but we did opt to do ACRs.
Yes.
And also have the capacity to feed them in the parlour. They have to walk quite a long way to get here, sometimes walking over 2 kilometres a day, backwards and forwards. So I think a bit of food at the end of it is pretty vital. And it is how I think we keep the condition on. Milking twice a day, we've got to feed them.
Yes. So you a rectangular collecting yard?
Yes, looked at round one.
Yeah.
I think aesthetically I really like the round ones, but they do take up a lot more space, and roofing them is a problem.
Yes.
And starting from scratch, I knew I wanted a covered yard. I didn't want to have to revisit, all the problems with runoff and slurry capacity. So we roofed it from the start, and roofing around Parlour would have been difficult.
Wouldn't be easy.
No. There are always some things in hindsight you wish you had done, and you haven't. One is having a shorter distance to wash down.
Right.
So you haven't got to wash down the whole yard to get to the tank, but to have intermittent areas where you could wash down to and it still go into the tank. But really we only have dirty water. We don't have slurry as such. So it's a 14,000 cubic litre capacity tank, but we haven't got the same restrictions on application as you would if it was.
You're not NVZ here as such, are you?
It isn't an NVZ.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. Look, they're wondering what the hell all these people are doing here.
Yeah. So I suppose you built then your handling area to the right then as well, or
yeah, that's AI race, and there's a foot trimming crush, TB testing.
Yes.
Anything else that they need, vaccinations.
Drafting then, are you automated drafting?
We're not automated drafting.
Manual drafting.
Manual drafting.
Yes.
We're part of AgriEpi, Innovate UK, satellite farms, and they were interested to monitor an extensive grazing system with these Affy milk collars.
Yes.
And the logical progression from that would be to have automatic drafting, but we're not there yet.
So what benefit are you seeing from the collars? Are you using it for AI?
Well, it's got a few teething difficulties because we haven't got reception except in the parlour.
Yeah.
So when a large number of animals descend quickly, it's a lot of data, so there is a delay on it. We're not relying on it yet. But it will tell us when a cow is not performing to its optimum, health, wellness. So we can look at that. But at the moment, it definitely hasn't replaced a very skilled, observant herd manager. But if we can just increase the downloading capacity and the digital reception, I think, it'll definitely be a better tool.
It's a credit to Andrew and his team how clean it is, the place. There's a lot of effort going into that.
They keep it really, really well. I think it's also one of the things of when Andrew got here, barely the foundations were in. He turned up with a herd that were just in calf, and there wasn't even a part to milk them. It was a close run thing.
Yeah.
But if you've got a brand new premises, it's easier to keep clean.
It is.
And I find it. I get pleasure from it being clean.
Yes.
And I'm sure the cows do too.
Yes.
So.
So on the side of your parlour, then you built an office. You built your.
Yes. So an office and a bathroom.
Yep.
Proper shower and everything. So that temporary staff, permanent staff live on the farm. But any relief milkers and things, they can actually get clean. Some of them go off to other jobs after milking in the morning. And then we've also got a pasteurising room for calf milk.
Okay.
So there is a room kind of dedicated to the kit and infrastructure needed for feeding calves.
Yeah, and all in one location helps, I guess.
Yeah, I think so,
Yeah.
definitely. We still have to take the calf milk, up the hill, get it into the sheds and things, but I don't think we're not big enough, and it's not worth it just for a few weeks a year to put an automatic milk feeding system in and that kind of thing.
Yes.
It's always going to need labour to do it.
So you have 2 milk tanks then inside in your dairy. So
2 milk tanks. I'll reward you. There's a small premium for having a buffer tank, so that if the collection is missed, you've still got capacity, and also just for collection every other day instead of every day makes sense. And my next stage is to put an ice bank in.
Right.
With electric costs where they are, pretty bruising. We put a solar system on the roof end of last year, and an ice bank is the next stage to help with that.
They're a good combination from what I'm hearing to store energy.
I believe so. It would either have been batteries or an ice bank, but apparently an ice bank in this situation is a good way to go.
And it's something that was quite common years ago, and it's getting new life again.
Right. Okay.
So it's a good combination with solar. I'm hearing that.
Yeah, it's interesting what the really steep hike in energy costs, what it's driving and what innovations it affords.
Yeah. Oh well, Sophie, look, it's a pleasure to see the farm. It's very different from your conventional, and you've very much put a personal stamp on the whole thing. So the best of luck with it, and thanks for having us out here today.
Thank you. It's been a real pleasure meeting you all and, showing you the system.
Yeah, great. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.